Good people, what's up? What's good, man? Blessed be your host, Caleb Smith. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of our Chillin With Caleb series. We're excited to announce the launch of our first documentary, Unearthing the Black Mecca, where we'll be talking about the life of Alonzo Herndon and also the rich black history of Auburn Avenue, located here in the Black Mecca, Atlanta, Georgia. Now, judging by the title and the thumbnail, you guys are here to hear my take about John Morant. Throughout the past week, I'm hearing this person talk about it, that person first take, Stephen A. Smith, of course, Uncle Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp. And throughout that time, I just wanted to digest what was going on, observe from afar, and just tap in for a little bit. And I think so often in our popular culture right now here in America, everybody's always trying to be the rush to be first, without sometimes first getting all the information, dissecting what's true, what's not, getting this person's take, that person's take, and then combining that to have a full understanding from both sides. With that being said, initially when I first saw Ja with the phone, going on live with the gun again, I thought it was fake. Saw Kwame Brown talking about it, this person talking about it, and I'm just like, dang, man, Ja, it really happened again. But from seeing that, though, from my own observation, I realized people aren't just trying to delve deeper to truly understand what's going on with the situation at hand. And I think with Ja, specifically with Ja's situation is very unique and very delicate, right? Of people not understanding or wanting to understand and further analyze what's making young black men want to be hard, what's making young black men want to be tough. Now, people have mentioned, right, that NBA YoungBoy was playing in the background, and Ja, of course, is no stranger and a major fan of NBA YoungBoy. NBA YoungBoy right now, in my own opinion, is one of the most prolific artists that we've seen. He's dropping music at a very high volume, and NBA YoungBoy is very popular amongst the younger generation at large. When you have somebody like Ja in this type of predicament, right? People are saying it's the music, it's the music. Yes, the music plays a very integral role. And I'm not saying that the music is the large portion, that it's controlling Ja and it's making him do irrational things and want to be hard, but the music does play a very pivotal role. And for the people that want to go against that thought process, what I would say to you to contort that is, when you go to the gym, you need upbeat music. Why? Because that music, that vibe has to get you in the zone. And I say to balance that and to counter that, you should also play some relaxed, more calm music. If you need a little nice vibe, you can get some R&B in. Have that balance. To my young black men who are tapping in as well, understand that your diet is not just what you eat, it's what you consume. And if we're constantly consuming content and music that's talking about stealing, killing, selling dope, understand that that will have a larger impact on you. And yes, it's not NBA YoungBoy's fault. Because at the end of the day, the large population, the population at large, are the people that employ them, are the people that keep the music going, the streams going, that keep those record labels doors open, keep the lights on. And we must know, as a population, specifically as young black men, how to separate entertainment value from real life value. And we must understand that the same way that we can watch a Power, you don't want to go out and try to be Tariq in real life. You understand that that's entertainment. You understand that you can't be Ghost. Because even Ghost couldn't be Ghost in real life. He couldn't get away with half the murders, half of this, half of that, dodging charges. So what we have to understand is, as well, is that a Ja Morant, that situation becomes to blossom off of someone wanting to be something that they're not. But the deeper question is why? And I think when common people or most people are asking this question on TV, they're asking that question in a very rhetorical manner of why, but not really searching for the answer. But today, our job is to search for the answer together. For a person like Ja Morant, That why I firmly believe is off of young black men not feeling accepted. Young black men want to feel accepted. Young black men want to feel embraced. Young black men want to feel loved. When you see young black men joining gangs or trying to join other groups or just fit in, it's all off of wanting to be embraced. Now, most psychologists or people, whether on the right wing, on the left wing, want to attribute that towards, oh, a person wants to do that because they don't have a daddy at home. But for Ja, that throws away that entire theory. Ja has a father. Ja has a mother. He comes from a beautiful family. Ja's father has become a character some way who you expect to see on the TV screen during the game's front row. With the shades on, with the drink in his hand, talking trash, living his best life. Also, Ja Morant's dad, T. Morant, has become such a popular figure that you see celebrities like Usher pulling up to the game in Memphis because he's a T. Morant lookalike, or vice versa. Ja Morant took the entire league by storm. He lived up to the hype. Supermax contract on the line. So it makes you ask, for a man in his prime, a young man in his prime, to be willing to sacrifice everything. We talk about $40 million off of not being voted first team, off of wanting to appear to be hard. It circles back to the question of why. The answer is a young man who probably feels as though I have the father at my house. I have the mother. I have the beautiful family. But I'm not cool enough. I firmly believe that Ja feels like he's not cool enough. Because clearly you can see through that phone for a young man who recently got in trouble with waving his gun to commit that same mishap again less than 2 months later. He didn't learn his lesson. So for the people that say that his apology sounded like it was written from ChatGPT, maybe so. But this is clearly a young man that's struggling to find his own identity. And when you see that this young man has influence, where you got kids doing the gritty because of Ja, you got kids growing up as Memphis Grizzlies fans the same way we grew up loving AI and them AI black Sixer jerseys, which are iconic. The cornrows, the kids want locks and they want to put the red and the blue and the yellow and the colors in it just like Ja. Signature sneaker deal. But for a young black man to be willing to sacrifice all of these things, millions of dollars, to be embraced. You see, we have young black men right now who are growing up, and I can tell you from firsthand experience of growing up in the suburbs, beautiful home, mother and father in the house, beautiful support system. People talk about Rick Ross right now. It's going crazy. Those homes, we grew up in that area, in Fayetteville, in Tyrone. Friends who went to Evander's house, Evander Holyfield, grew up around black excellence. However, I saw many Ja Morants as well. There's a plethora of kids that I grew up with, my friends and I, who either have been killed, who've been arrested. They've been in close situations of being harmed and hurt off of wanting to be embraced and wanting to be hard. And it then sparks you to question, just like with Ja, why? Because for us, we haven't analyzed and delved deeper into understanding that we've been taught and it's been embraced inside of our subconscious minds that being black has to be synonymous with struggling. Being black has to be synonymous with getting it out the mud. Being black means that I have to be hard, that I have to be tough. I just can't be myself. But for a person like Ja and for so many other young black men, they have to accept and they have to understand it's okay to be okay. It's okay just to be yourself, because being yourself is going to get you where you need to be in life. So many stories that we've heard from the 80s and the 90s during the crack game and the crack epidemic is kids during those times or teenagers or young 20-year-old saying, yo, I grew up seeing the dope man pull up in a nice flashy car. The girls, that's who they wanted. They weren't checking for me. They was checking for the dudes who had the money. But what they don't tell you is the second half of that story. Like you saw what happened to Franklin Saint. Either they ended up on the same drugs that they were selling, or they ended up dead or in prison. And that same young lady got with a dude with a 6-figure plus salary job and a nice office with a simple life because he provided her with peace, sustainability. He could maintain a steady lifestyle. So for Ja, and for the kids that see Ja, or for the kids that are acting like Ja, understand that that type of lifestyle has a very short shelf life. And the same people who you're trying to impress, that entourage, those friends who are around Ja and partying with him, what Ja's not understanding is he's the bank. Those friends are validated because of you, not the other way around. But also, it's not solely on the friends, it's also on Ja. And that's why knowledge of self is so important. You can try to navigate through this world however you want to, but as a young black man, if you don't know who you are, who you come from, the excellence that you come from, your standard of living will only raise. But if you don't know, you then want to walk into the stereotypes that you see off of thinking that it's cool and that it's acceptable. Ja is clearly a young man who likes attention, clearly. That's why he's on live. Who likes being hard. Several times he stated that we don't dodge smoke on the Grizzlies. You see people like Dylan Brooks on the team. They love talking trash. But what a person like Ja isn't understanding is your position can be quickly replaced overnight. There's an NBA draft every single year. There's always your replacement coming. It's like a factory, sad to say. And a young man like Ja and so many other young, beautiful brothers who have lost their lives or they're behind bars right now off of not being true to themselves and wanting to fit in. And them same crowds that they tried to fit into aren't even checking for them no more. So I encourage my young black man to stay true to yourself. If you're growing up in the suburbs, it's okay to be in the suburbs. It's okay to not be a stereotype. You can still be cool. You don't have to be square. It's all right to come from a hardworking and a successful mother, a successful father, successful grandparents. And if you don't have in your eyes a beautiful environment to grow in, or a 2-parent household, or whatever you define as what you needed, that's okay too. But what's not okay is people like the Ja Morants that grew up with everything that you need to be successful. And you jeopardize that off of wanting to come off as a person who got it out the mud and who struggled. What a person like Ja and other young black men who grew up in beautiful households, it's now your job and it's now our job to show these children it's okay to be normal. It's okay to be cool, and it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to sacrifice your integrity. You don't have to sacrifice your own principles off of wanting to fit in. You control the cool. We worry about the music. We worry about the entertainment. Again, those things are what they are. They are entertainment. The music isn't going anywhere. The shows aren't going anywhere. But it's up to us to know how to digest those forms of content and to also balance out those forms of content. And it's a very dangerous line that we have to tread to fully understanding how we have to move. We have to set the example, and we have to understand who we are before we move any further to where we have to get to. So for Ja Morant, I pray for him, and I think Ja is a microcosm of so many young black men here in America. There's a lot of young black men who grew up in beautiful homes, mothers, fathers, and everything, and lost it all off of wanting to fit in. So, in closing, stay true to yourself, understand who you are, and understand it's okay just to be who you are and to walk into your greatness and to be excellent. Black excellence is the standard. And we have to have that standard for our athletes, entertainers, influencers, everybody and everything. And we must encourage our children that it's okay to be smart, it's okay to be balanced, and it's okay to know who you are and to stand in that. And you don't have to fit in. Be yourself. Thank y'all, man, for tapping in for another edition of Chillin' with Caleb. Once again, I'm blessed to be your host, Caleb Smith. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and to share this content. And again, stay true to yourself and step into your excellence, and to pass on that greatness to the next generation as well. Lead by example. You create the cool. Peace.